Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bashim, Yoshai, Bashim Rakal Kadash, Rakti Yahweh, Rakti Yosha, Shalom. Double honor to the elders of G, great Muslim, Shalom. Shalom to the told tribes from scattered abroad. Greetings. We call our sons the hope of it because we do not know who the elect are in these times. Right? So, see this thing right here. Man, she jumped into the pond with alligators infested. Just goes to show, trained or not, them alligators, however much they grew up with her. If Yahweh Shema Shai don't want a spirit credit for vengeance getting you, it won't get you. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, and these spirits are angels, which in their fury, they're going to have the fury of Yahweh Shem Shai put upon them. Lay on sword strokes, not just strokes, sword strokes. Sword strokes. Define sore. Painful, aching, extremely severely. So it's extra. It's not just the normal strokes. It's extra painful strokes. In the time of their destruction, when that judgment goeth forth. This is John chapter 5, verse 22. Read the words of Yahushai, for the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son. So, in relay races, they passed the baton to somebody else. So you see the point there with the Father, how he got Yahushai doing out all these judgments. So when it's time for that destruction, that time of destruction, you know, Yahushai doing these judgments out here, when it's time for that, it is time. They pour out their force. They're going to pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. They're going to appease the wrath of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and his only begotten Son, Yahushai. They're going to appease the wrath of the Father and the Son. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these are created for vengeance. You can just go through the list. Fire is a whole way to be put to death. Famine, which speaks about the book of Lamentations, better to be slain with the sword than with hunger, than with famine. Teeth of wild beasts. Teeth of wild beasts. That lady was not meant to get the crocodile teeth. She was not meant to get teeth of wild beasts, as you saw on camera. So yeah. And scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. Sword is the modern day gun. Although you got a lot of weapons though. The sword equals weapons. So as you saw on camera, she didn't get the teeth of wild beasts at that moment in time. Whether she got it afterwards or 2 days later, well, that's a different story. But at that particular time on camera, she did not receive teeth of wild beasts, which would be the alligators getting her, or crocodiles, whichever one, alligator or crocodile. They shall rejoice in his commandment, these spirits created for vengeance. They shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Yeah, Yahweh Shem Shai controls all things. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How then can a man understand his own way? Let's get that out. Man's goings are of the Lord. Proverbs 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Men, women, children, even the animals. There is no such thing as free will. This is Prayer Manasseh. I'm looking for a particular piece. Alright. Forgive me, O Lord, O Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, forgive me, and destroy me not with my iniquities. Be not angry with me forever by reserving evil for me. It's the peace. Be not angry with me forever by reserving evil for me. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai can reserve evil for you. You know, me and the brother attended the GMS DC the camp on the Saturday, 7/19/2025. The brother was going into it, talking about how Yahweh Shemel Shai could be saving something special for you. Yahweh Shemel Shai could reserve evil for you. Yahweh Shemel Shai could be saving something special for you. You'd be like, I made it. Oh, don't be deceived. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. Be not deceived. God, Yahweh, Yahweh Shemel Shai is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall reap of his For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall reap of the Spirit, reap life everlasting. So Yahweh Shemel Shai could be letting your sins pile up and pile up and pile up just to bring judgment, bring evil upon you. And evil meaning what? Bad times. You can read about George Washington to get an example. This ain't going up right. Well, AmericanHeritage.com. Upon at least 5 occasions when in great danger from gunfire, George Washington remained unscathed. His hat was shut off his head, his clothes were torn, and it goes on. The Meridian magazine got, indeed even though hundreds of victims fell all around him, shielded by God's hand. Washington escaped without a scratch, untouched by, and then it goes on. And Native Americans, they had good archers shoot at him, and they all missed. And the chief was like, the Great Spirit is with this man. Yahweh Shemel Shai didn't want him to be taken out. George Washington plays a role in this movie. One specific account mentions that Native American warriors, including a chief who later met with Washington, believed him to be divinely protected because their shots and arrows repeatedly missed him, according to GW Today. This is plot armor. Plot armor is a plot device wherein a fictional character is preserved from harm due to their necessity for the plot to proceed. So George Washington had plot armor, except in this case, he's not fictional. As you see, Presidents of USA. It's not. Presidents of USA include who? George Washington. He had plot armor from Yahweh Shemel Shai. But, as you see, he was, Revelation chapter 13 verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the pages in the faith of the saints. George Washington had slaves. He led our people into slavery, into captivity. So he's going to go into slavery captivity. Because vengeance against an evil work. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men, the heart is the mind of the sons of men, is fully setting them to do evil. So Yahweh Shemel Shai didn't just strike George Washington down. He is preserving George Washington. As you see, because George Washington is going to go into captivity in the kingdom of heaven. So to an extent, he was being reserved. He didn't just get struck down. However, in the kingdom of heaven, he will be getting struck down. That evil, that bad times for George Washington is coming. But that's just to give you an example of Yahweh Shemel Shai reserving bad times for somebody. Even for 2/3 of our own people. You know, the 2/3 Israelite acted fully don't just get struck down. They keep sinning. It keeps building and building and building. And it builds and builds and builds. And it builds. And it keeps building and building and building. Until the judgment comes. This is Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5, verse 3. And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, will surely revenge thy pride. Say now, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? You sinned? I didn't get struck down. For the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. You two-thirds that keep speaking against the man of the Lord, the man of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, saying, nothing's happened unto me. They ain't the true people. Be not deceived. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is not mocked. For whatsoever man soweth, men, women, children, that shall he also reap. You sow to the flesh, you shall of the flesh reap corruption, which is going to lead to death. But if you sow to the Spirit, you shall of the Spirit reap everlasting life. Remember, it was either Elijah or Elisha that cursed those children, and 2 bears came out and tore them up. He will in no wise let thee go. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. It just keeps building and building. And say now, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation resteth upon sinners. 2/3 of our own people, so yeah. This shall curse the children. Let's get it. Yeah, this is 2 Kings chapter 2. Yeah, get Blue Letter Bible. Kings 2 verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou boarhead, go up, thou boarhead. And he turned back and looked on them, and cursed them in the name of Yahweh. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and bare 42 children of them. And he went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence he returned to Samaria. So if you think children are exempt from getting judgment, you are mistaken. You know, Yahweh Shemashai could have a bear teleport inside your house. Well, when you go into the bathroom, came out, there's a bear in your kitchen. You know, I don't know how Yahweh Shemashai got your judgments. Or these 2 men, they were driving in a car, and a sinkhole opened up, and they got boiled to death. It was in Russia. 2 men were boiled to death after their car plunged into a sinkhole filled with scalding water. Now you're driving, over a certain sinkhole opens up, now you're being boiled to death inside your car, trapped, to be burned, boiled. A girl got electrocuted through her mirror from a lightning strike. Toilets have exploded due to lightning strikes. People have been known to be found in other people's houses, living in there, without the residents of the house knowing someone else was in there. Which leads you back to Sirach, chapter 39, verse 30. Part of the Spirit's critic for vengeance is the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. So the next time there's a shootout, somebody dies, that was the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. You know, squatters live in a house, you don't know about it, which has happened to people before, and that squatter decides to pull out a weapon, a sword, and get to work. Of the Spirit critic for vengeance. Look at this. The bear broke down the cabin door. These spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Chief of wild beasts. Spontaneous combustion. That's happened to humans. You know, they're sitting in their living room, all of a sudden they burst into flames, burn up, burn down, and then that's it. The house doesn't burn down. Mostly just the person burned down. And maybe the little bit of furniture they were sitting on, if that burns. And it's mysterious when it happens. But it has happened. You can Google it. Being burned to death is a horrible way to go, but also a spirit created for vengeance. Fire is one of them. And I could do all kinds of stuff to you. Plane debris falls through house. Car crashes into Beaumont home during teens driving practice. You sit in your living room watching TV, mocking the true prophets of Yahweh by Shimei Shai. Next thing you know, there's a car in your living room that could hit you, take you out. Yahweh Shimei Shai would have executed judgment upon you, and now you is unalived. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring a judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. The just Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Let's go to the little Bible. The word there for just is Sadiq. Sadiq, which means righteous, true, lawful. The righteous, true, lawful Yahweh is in the midst thereof. It's not like just one French fry, but just, like a just man. Lot was a just man in a evil city.
6662. Sadiq. Sadiq.
Just, lawful, righteous. Strong G 6662. Yeah, scriptures speak about Lot being a just man. It's in the Testament. He will not do iniquity. So when you see somebody, judges being executed upon them, they're getting put to death, all that, that's not